Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is a what sold on eBay. This is 23 items that I'm going to share. All of these sold for over $40. And spoiler alert, there's a J. Crew item that sold for over $100 in here. And I just wanted to highlight some of the items that are selling for decent money for me. So a couple videos ago, I had a what sold on Poshmark. That was also 23 items. Between the two videos, these are all items that sold for me within the last couple months. I sell a lot of items that are less valuable than these, but I think it's fun to share the brands and the styles that are bringing in a decent amount for me at the moment. So if you aren't subscribed and you like reseller content around eBay and Poshmark, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button down below. And as always, if you like these what sold videos and you want me to keep doing them about every month, hit the thumbs up so I know I should keep sharing. All right. Also, just before I jump in, if you want to see more details about these, maybe the keywords I use, how I write my descriptions, the label picture, anything of the details, maybe I missed a size because I get so scatterbrained. My eBay store is linked down below and my solds are public, so you can definitely see as much information as you want to see. Also, these sold on eBay, but these were all cross-listed on Poshmark. And if you sell on Poshmark, I'm sure you could get a similar price for these. So I think what sold is interesting no matter the platform. All right, so 23 items. The average sale price of these items was $67. That is way over my typical average. But again, this is just highlighting some of the higher dollar ones. The total gross of sales for these 23 items was $1,556. When you remove the average cost of goods, which is approximately $5 for my items, some items I pay $1 for, some things I pay $10 for. So my typical average is right around $5 per item. And when you remove the fees, I go with about 17% on eBay because it is a little bit more confusing. However, they have simplified it a little bit, so I need to do a little more research. But when you remove the fees and cost of goods, it brings it down to $1,176 and some change. That is before taxes and small business expenses like gas and stuff like that. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna pop up some pictures. First up, I'm gonna go oldest to newest, was a combo, a bundle of two Brunello Cucinelli vests. So I had a pair of shoes by this designer in my Poshmark what sold a couple days ago. And these are the vests that I actually got 3 vests and a pair of shoes all in one visit. The one vest sold almost immediately. It was the cashmere one. These 2 vests, one was cotton, one was a wool, and they took 5 months to sell, but someone sent me an offer of $100 on each. I knew it was the same person. It was around the holidays, and I thought, it was lower than what I was hoping for. I think I had these priced at about $199. But considering they were going to the same person, one was a size medium, one was a size large, according to the size chart on the designer's website, I decided to accept them. A nice little bundle, easy sale, and they went off to their new home. So really happy about that. And that designer, yeah, I've had some decent luck with it. So 5 months isn't super quick, but yeah. All right, next up is a pair of jeans. This was the Mother denim brand. The style was the Hustler ankle, and it was kind of a gray color. This one took a month to sell, and it sold for $48. This was, the size was size 32. Now, this brand, along with some other higher end brands, runs a little bit small. So I just noted the measurements as I always do, but I was really happy with that sale. All right, next up was a flax linen shirt. I found 2 flax linen shirts, different sizes. This was a 3X. The other one I believe was a 1X. And that one was in the Poshmark video. So this is clearly a brand that can sell on both eBay and Poshmark. This one sold for $51.80. And I believe it went to a viewer. Deborah, if you're watching, thank you for the purchase. I hope you like the new shirt. I'm sure it's perfect for spring coming up. So yeah, that took 2 days to sell. And again, I think it sold from that haul video. And I don't do any direct sales. So again, I'm just reliant on if someone leaves me a note. So if you did purchase something and I don't note your name, I may have missed a note, but I'm just trying to say thank you while I'm at it. So All right, next up was a Citron Santa Monica blouse. This was a kimono style blouse. So it had kind of that kimono style front button area, and it had a peacock, a beautiful, beautiful peacock print. This was silk in great condition, size small, but a little oversized. This took 1 week to sell and it sold for $70. This brand, typically most stuff sells between $30 to $40 for me if it's in good condition. This item I priced high because of the print, and clearly it worked. So I was really, really happy with that sale, and yeah. Next up was an unusual pair of pants, a men's pair of pants. The label, all it said was CH period. And when I did a little research, I realized the brand was called Chapter. The pant was called the Carl pant, kind of a higher waisted ankle, slim leg. And this took 5 months to sell. And this sold for $55.30. So, and it was a size 31 for men. Next up was a dress by the designer Lauren Moshi. I've picked up this dress and a few tops. How long ago was this? This was, oh, no, yeah, 3 months, about 3 months ago, or 4 months probably from this point. And this dress had a Windcatcher on it. So I priced a little high. I got an offer after 3 months of $40, and I decided to accept. That designer, when I first started finding it, when I first started reselling, I was getting closer to $50 for a lot of my items. Now, a lot of the tops I'm only getting $25 to $30. So I think the market's changed a little bit on that designer, but still easy to photograph, fun prints, and usually an oversized style. So, all right. And if I didn't say, that was an extra small on that size. Next up was a Zadig and Voltaire jacket. This jacket was, I did find the style name, but it was a military distressed kind of style jacket. It was a size small, and it took 1 week to sell. It sold for $58.80. If I'm saying the price and there's cents involved, that means I sent an offer to watcher. I probably should have clarified that in the beginning. So a few of these were initiated because of offer to watchers. I send out offer to watchers on eBay almost every single day because eBay is great. You can send offer to watchers on anyone who's watched the item in the last however long. So each day I send offers to about 20 to 30 people, and versus Poshmark where you have to do it very manually. And I only do that maybe once or twice a week. eBay, I'm very religious about sending them. So if you like anything there, you'll probably get an offer from me pretty quickly. So, and thank you, eBay, for letting me do things in bulk. It's really helpful and helps me be productive with my time. All right, next up was the J. Crew item. This J. Crew item, it's not, J. Crew is like most small brands. Most of the items sell for me, between $20 to $30, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, depending on the item. I saw this jacket, and it was the Field Mechanic jacket. I just felt the quality. I think it was a blue color. It was men's, and I think I paid full price, which was about $10. But when I looked up comps were around $100. And so I said, absolutely, you're coming home with me. And this took 6 months to sell, but it did sell for $119, which was my full asking price. And sometimes it just goes to show that if you only have access to mall brands, there are some really great finds, and sometimes the labels or the brands don't matter as much. So you can find a really high-end designer and not get much money for it, and you can find a mall brand and get a decent amount for it. So yeah, I was really, really happy with that sale. It took 6 months, but I'm okay with it. Next up was another item that sold to someone who watches YouTube. So Lynn, thank you. This was a awesome Solitaire jacket. I bought a couple retail arbitrage items at either TJ Maxx or Nordstrom Rack or something. I do not do retail arbitrage. I've maybe done it 2 to 3 times in the almost 3 years I've been reselling. So it's not my thing. I don't enjoy it. But there were 2 Solitaire jackets. One was a pink one that sold on Poshmark a while ago. And then there was this one, which was gray floral. It had a tie around the waist. I think this one was an XL, and it was just beautiful. New with tags. The brand is hit or miss, but I just picked it up mostly for style. And retail arbitrage you tend to pay up for. So I'm not getting my $5 average cost of goods. I think that one was probably closer to $20. So not a huge return, but it did sell for $75 and it took 6 months to sell, but I was really happy to see it off to a new home. And if it didn't sell, I'm just going to keep it. So yeah. Next up was a bag that took 2 years to sell. This was a new with tags Hobo bag. The brand was Hobo and it had an animal print, kind of textured. I think I priced this too high originally. The retail price on it, I want to say was around $150. I think I originally started around $75. Anyways, I got an offer for $45. This is actually the second offer I got. This bag sold a year before. And then the person didn't end up paying. So I relisted and it took another year to sell again. So $45, it sold finally. Hobo is a brand I love picking up their wallets. Usually it's not very expensive and they are a consistent seller for me, especially if they're in good condition. It's also the wallet I use, so I'm maybe partial to it, but this bag, I just could not move, but I don't know. Anyways. All right, next up, I'm actually going to clump them together even though they're kind of separate on my list. There are two Black Halo Jackie O dresses. So Black Halo is a brand that I discovered very early in my reselling journey. I believe it's a Los Angeles brand, and it's pretty expensive. I cannot move almost anything besides this Jackie O dress, but this Jackie O dress sells for good money. Meghan Markle's worn it. A lot of celebrities have worn this style dress. It's very flattering. So I found two within about a week of each other. One, and both of these sold internationally. One sold for $100 and one sold for $99 within a week of each other. So I was really, really excited. Both were, one was a size small, one was a size 6. Not sure why there was that kind of differential size, but one had a belt, one didn't. So there were slight variations, but yeah, both took about 3 months to sell, both went international, and both made me really happy. So yeah, if you can find the Jackie O dress by Black Halo, I would pay up for it because I have sold now a number of them and they've all sold for really great money. Specifically the black one, because that's kind of, I think, the most flattering, or the most common. All right, next up was a Michael Kors collection dress. When I had this in a haul, I pointed out that there was a small pull in the fabric. It was a wool red jacket or dress. Wow. And Michael Kors is not a brand I pick up. I have not had good experience with it, but collection, this is the first time I picked up the collection, which is their highest, I think that's the highest end, highest line. So this was a size 6. It took 2 months to sell. Even flawed, it sold for $69. And I believe the person asked, because I had taken a picture and noted there was a pull, they had sent me a message and asked, where is the pull? So I tried to get very specific and they ended up buying it. So that's always great. Next up was a pair of Lululemon pants for men. I actually bought 2 pairs of these pants. They seemed like they had never been worn, but there were no tags. They did have the pull tag. But this was the Kung Fu pant for men, and that's the style name. The first one sold on Poshmark like within a week. This one took 17 months to sell. Crazy, like exact same pant, exact same size, really huge difference in how long it took to sell. This did sell for $63.47 though. Maybe I marked it up too high. I don't know, but both sold for good money. And I was very happy about that. So, all right, next up was a risky purchase I made. It wasn't very expensive, but it was a vintage leather vest. The brand doesn't really mean much here, but it was Michael and Boris. This was a 46 in men's. Honestly, I thought it would be a perfect little festival vest when I got it, assuming that maybe we would have festivals this year, which I think a lot of them in California have already been canceled. But yeah, it took 6 months to sell. It sold for $51.80. Awesome. I just remember picking it up and there were a couple of them and I picked the best one. And I was just like, this is just adorable. And I just was so excited to see that offer. So next up was the North Face. This was a $550 black vest. This is the second time this one sold. The first time I did not receive payment. That happens with me about once or twice a month at most on eBay, which is not terrible. But this one sold second time for $45. Took 5 months to sell from the first time I listed it. and it was a size extra small. So really happy to see that go. And especially because we're kind of nearing the end of winter, I like seeing some of this winter stuff go. All right, next up was a Ming Wang knit jacket. I picked up 2 of these, how long ago? 4 months ago. And the first one sold within a week. They were both size extra large. This one had a small flaw. I think it was like a small stain or something on the neck collar area. Anyways, I noted it. It still sold for $44, and 4 months isn't bad. So that's the first time I sold this brand, Ming Wang. I've heard good things about it, and I would definitely pick it up again because both of them sold it within a reasonable amount of time and for good money. So next up was a Lincoln jumpsuit. The brand was Lincoln. And this was a recent purchase. It took 2 days to sell. I don't know if it sold to someone from YouTube. I didn't get any note, or I didn't see a note, but if you did, thank you. This sold for $75, and it took 2 days to sell. It's very trendy though. So I didn't know how this brand was going to do because I couldn't find any on the resale market, but the original cost of this I did find. It was like $200 to $250. I think it was around $250 in retail price. And so I aimed high and I got a good offer. So I was really, really happy about that. And it was a size 4. They had a different sizing system, but you can go to the brand size chart and translate it there. So, all right, next up was a pair of Free People overalls. These took 2 months to sell. These were a size 25, so fairly tiny, but they were an ankle length, a slim leg, distressed, trendy, fun. And they sold for $41. And yeah, I would love a pair of Free People overalls, but yeah, I rarely find overalls in any brand, but all right. Next up was a Joie dress. The style was the Matalina. Really cute dress. This was one of my favorites out of a bunch of them that I found in one day. This sold for $45. It took 2 days to sell. I believe Esmeralda, I think you watch this channel, so thank you if you do. If you don't, then you're not seeing this and we have no issue. But this is an adorable dress, perfect for spring and summer. So I hope you get a lot of use out of it. All right, next up was a Dooney and Bourke bag that I recently picked up. This sold to a viewer, Julie. Thank you. You sent me a note that said you were kind of looking for a great black bag. And this was definitely a bag I would wear. And if I didn't have a black bag, I would have kept it because it's just a classic. This was the Dillen pocket sack. It was the larger one and it sold for $120, and she purchased it the day of the haul. So it took 2 days to sell. All right, lastly, there was an Eileen Fisher jacket. I believe that was the same haul. This was a kind of plum purple color, and this was a size 1X. It had a hood, kind of lightweight. It had a tie around the waist. This sold for $40, and I think this may have sold to someone, a viewer, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see a note, but if you did buy it, thank you. I really appreciate it. And so yeah, that's it. Those are my 23 sales on eBay. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, hit the thumbs up if you want to see what sold approximately every month, and let me know, let me know how your sales have been, because mine are picking up again, and it's been a while since I've been able to say that. So springtime is usually a good time for me with sales. I know I said this to Amber Resells recently because I talk to her pretty much every day, and she's like, really? It's surprising because usually people talk about Q4. For me, Q2, besides last year when COVID hit, actually has been my better time. So we'll see if that stays true. But I hope everyone has a good day, a good week, a good month, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.